Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. I'm going to focus my comments today on local bus services, the sort of services that act as a lifeline for our communities, providing the most vulnerable with everyday access to shopping, services and socialising. Despite the importance of these bus routes, it can be the case that they are economically challenging to operate, which is where local authorities step in, providing subsidies to ensure these routes are accessible to those with few, if any, other transport options. So it is, of course, great concern to see local authorities losing their ability to offer that support, with their budgets hollowed out by years of cuts from the Scottish Government. Local authorities are inevitably making cuts of their own to balance their books. Sadly, local bus services are amongst those cuts. I've seen it in my own community, where Dundee's SNP-led council have voted to end support for 5 local bus routes. In an effort to plug an £18 million hole in the council budget, more than £122,000 worth of support is being cut from the 51, the 202, the 204, the 206 and the 236 services. These bus routes connect communities across the city, from the Ferry, the West End, Lochee, Kirkton, Lawside and more besides. Their loss will be felt in each of those communities, and especially so by many elderly passengers who rely on them. As my constituents would expect me to do, I have taken the matter up with the Leader of the Council and, along with local councillor Derek Scott, I will continue to push for these services to be reinstated. Deputy Presiding Officer, this isn't just a problem for Dundee, though. COSLA's Environment and Economy spokesperson, Councillor Gail McGregor, wrote to the Net Zero Energy and Transport Committee warning of that risk. She said, and I quote, "There is concern that incredibly stretched levels of funding in financial year 23-24 will prevent councils from providing the bus services that they are currently providing, either directly or by subsidising." With more than 1 in 5 Scots using a bus on a weekly basis, according to one survey, the loss of any service is a serious matter. But that is what is going to keep happening if the Scottish Government keeps gutting council budgets. It also completely undermines the decision to give councils the ability to run their own bus service. What good is giving councils that power if they have no money to actually use it? Deputy Presiding Officer, it's another example of this SNP Green government talking a good game but failing to deliver results. Look at their target to convert the majority of Scotland's bus fleet to zero-emissions vehicles by 2023, another promise that looks set for failure, with the Transform Scotland report estimating that just 16% of the fleet will have been converted by the deadline. We've got a Scottish Government that's off target, that isn't investing in our communities, and that has seen passenger numbers decline by 40% over the past few years. It all adds up to a government that doesn't know how to deliver high-quality public transport. So I invite them to listen to my constituents. They don't want gimmicks from this government. They want their local bus services back.
Thank you, Mr Golden.